Begone! Good evening and welcome back to Lizard of Doom. I am Max. This is episode 2 in my Chaos Knight diorama series. This time I'm getting some knights ready that have previously been painted and I need to take the paint off them again to paint them all matching for this diorama. Two of the models that need stripping down are these Chaos War Dogs. They are the reason I got back into Warhammer about 2 years ago. I started about a decade ago, had a little bit of a break for a year or so because I was going through a bit of a rough patch, and these sparked my interest again. They're beautiful models and I just couldn't resist them when I went into the Games Workshop. I do like the paint jobs on them, however, I painted these up, thought yeah, I want more of this. Then the big Chaos Knight dropped and I was into it, I was getting that. I grinded and grinded on this orange on the Chaos Knight. People talk about how bad white and yellow were before contrast paints, but orange was also an absolute ball ache. I spent days, literally days, layering up orange to get this nice bright colour, and then Games Workshop dropped this. Magma Drop Flame Contrast Paint. This shit's more orange than the sun. This stuff is so violently orange that one coat is brighter than my days of work. So, I am going to do them orange again using this. Because I want to use this now because it's so bright rather than the way I was layering it up, I need to take this off so then it's going to match the rest of my army because I've got two more big knights and another little ditty knight. They all need to be the same because that's the way I want to do it, a nice unified army. So let me teach you how to take this paint off. Like and subscribe! Okay, the way I have stripped models in the past is by using brown Dettol. You can get it in supermarkets, drugstores, bargain stores in the UK. I don't know if you can get it elsewhere. Let me know if you can get it elsewhere. I have been hearing good things about this. This is isopropyl alcohol. I don't know if you need to dilute it. Should have probably read up on it a bit, but I've been hearing good things. The problem with brown Dettol is it turns your paint into a horrible goo and it takes ages to work. If you mix water with it at all while it's gooey on the model, it'll turn into a horrible sludge that you are never getting off. It takes ages to scrub with a toothbrush, it stinks, and it is just a little bit nasty to use. So I'm hoping that this is a good answer to the problem we've been having. I've got this big old tub, and I am going to put it in here because this tub is big enough to fit a lovely knight, and we'll see how it happens. Tub. That was a nice sound. Now this stuff does evaporate very quickly apparently, so it's good to keep it airtight sealed. That's why I've got this tub with a nice lid that locks on quite well. Do not want to do it with an open tub because you'll lose half of your isopropyl alcohol to evaporation. Mistakes. Commit. Regret. Okay, I've weathered the storm. Woo! Don't know what this is going to do to the paint on my desk I've made here. I'm just not going to touch it. Ooh, I've got to remember when I put the model in, it's going to displace some liquids. I'm going to try with that. I'm going to have to open some windows. Now, a smart man would have probably done a test model first. I am not a smart man. Ooh. I am a really not smart man. I should probably take it apart a bit so I can get to the bits I need to get the paint off of, like in and under, before I put it in here. So I'm gonna very gently pop a few things off. Blip. Come on. You can do it. Ooh. Ah! It's fine. The arms come off anyway. Just the shoulder pads are a bit of a bastard. Off the base. Off the base. Blip, blip, blop. I forgot there's a hollow bit inside it, so it floats. Oh, air's coming out. Right, keep going, keep going. Get off your base. Get off your base. Oh, he lost a foot. Get in. I feel like I'm evaporating alcohol by the second. Come on, foot. Get in. Clean. Oh, the war dogs have got a bit of air inside them too. Right, I'm gonna fill the rest up a little bit. And pray. Whole thing? Whole thing? Is it doing anything? Probably. Should I put my fingers in this? Okay, lid on, lid on. Is that helping? How long should I leave this for? I really should have done research before. How long to leave models in isopropyl alcohol to remove paint? At least 20 minutes. I've found that 40 minutes is the sweet spot. What if I just leave it in for an hour? I'm going to leave it in for an hour. I then recorded this useless time lapse because nothing actually changed, and then it was an hour later. Right, I got gloves on this time because it was a bit not very nice last time, didn't feel good. Let's see if this has actually done anything. It looks the same. So it looks the same. Oh! Interesting. All that orange is just peeled off, but the metallic. Oh, this is a bit flimsy anyway. I'm going to take this off now. There we go. So all that orange is peeled off. It's coming off in these like flakes. Can I catch one? Ugh. That's really weird. That is strange. I did not expect that. Is it all going to come off like that? Yeah. Look at this. What the hell? This is just normal Citadel paints. And it's going like this, and I don't really know why. This is very odd. This is very odd. Okay. I've filled this up too much and like I'm nervous of spilling it. But it appears to be working. I wonder if it is going to take the metallics off, because it is just lead belcher spray from Citadel, from Games Workshop. Bit more scrubbing. I'm going to scrub that shield. That'd be a good spot to test. Oh, I'm splashing it everywhere. It is. Do you know what? It is. I don't know. I don't want to hold it up because it's dripping. I'll try and crop it later. But this bit, you can see the paint's coming off it here. This is working. I then scrub-a-dub-dub to my heart's content. This is an amazing technique, so much better than Dettol. It cost about £20 for 5 litres of it. I don't think that's too much. I think this is worth the money. It took nothing to get the orange off, but I found some of the metallic undercoat was still sticking on underneath. Then I had the thought, why am I fighting? I then left the models for 24 hours. It didn't seem as if the isopropyl alcohol was damaging them at all, so I thought it would be pretty safe to leave, see if I can get some more of that lead belcher spray off. I don't know if the issue I'm having is just because it's a metallic spray, and I don't know if it's actually going to loosen it any more than it has. Cut back to 24 hours later and see my attempt. Let's crack this open and have a look at this bad boy. Right, all the debris settled on the bottom, all the orange and bits that have come off. Let's see straight on the big night and see if it'll get any more off. It's looking quite a bit less metallic. Is this working? All the orange is definitely coming off a lot better, and none of that is staying on at all. But the metallic, I don't know what's going on with this. If anyone knows why the metallic's staying on, please leave a comment and let me know why, so I can do this a bit better next time. I'm using a scalpel just to get in these grooves and get those little bits of paint out because they're loose, but the toothbrush doesn't seem to be able to just grip them. A little bit of delicate work seems to need to be done on these to remove all from the cracks and stuff. This is quite delicate work and a little bit time consuming. And the more time you spend over this pot of alcohol, the more fumes you inhale, so that's chalk one up in the negative for that. But still, I'm still quite impressed with how mess free this is. I haven't exactly chosen an easy model either, with all these craters and bits sticking out of it here. Before I get on to the results, cue the most skipped section of the entire video. It's going to be a slight health and safety warning now. Next time I do this, I'm going to do this outside. My room here is quite well ventilated, but I left last night after doing this with quite a bad headache. The fumes of the alcohol really affected me, and I would hate for someone to be ill because of advice they followed from me. So that's a warning, make sure you're in a very well ventilated area. So this is the end result, what they're looking like after that last scrub. You can see that it is a bit patchy, but where the paint is half off, these edges are completely smooth. Where the paint meets plastic, there's no kind of raised bit, and there's weird white bits around the edges. I'm not sure what this is really done, but I feel that if I were to spray over this, it would be completely smooth and not very noticeable. So mixed results really here. I quite like how it took off the normal paint. I feel the lead belcher was a bit too much of a challenge for it. If you're just using it on normal black spray, maybe it would go better than a metallic spray. Now us wargamers like to save money wherever possible because the hobby is quite an expensive one. So I am going to try and get all of this gun out of my isopropyl alcohol and get the isopropyl alcohol back in there. The mess I made pouring it all out was a bit of an issue. So getting it back in, let's see how it goes. The doctor is in. First step, I've got an old sock. I'm going to try and filter this stuff out through this sock. Is this going to work? Dunno. I really hope I don't just lose the sock in the jug. That would be annoying. What I'm going to try and do is pour it in there and use the sock as a filter. I'm not just going to pour the tub up. I'm not a smart man, but I'm not a really stupid man. I've got a jug. I'm going to try a little bit. I think that'll be wise. I'm going to get drips everywhere, but I think that'll be alright. Slowly. I think this is working. I don't know how filtered it's going to be, but hopefully I'll be able to use it again. I just really want to get the big chunks out there, like at the bottom of the tub. It still looks a little bit dirty in there, but it's not going to have these big flecks of paint, which were a bit of an issue because they got back on the model. I suppose the test will be looking at the state of the inside of this sock after we finish this. Oh, too fast. It's dripping on my leg. It's dripping on my leg. Right, I'm not getting much more with a jug scoop anymore, so I'm going to pour this in the jug next time and then pour from jug to there. Right. This may be done. Speed. Speed is key. It's faster than a Red Hawk truck. This is the really gooey, horrible bit at the bottom of the tub, so this is the real test of the sock. Quite a lot of the goo has stayed in this jug, which I'm glad of. It's going to be easier to get rid of, just give that a nice scrub out. And now, the sock. I'm going to wring it out as I pull it out. Ugh. Okay, looking at what we've saved a real decent amount there. It's a bit grayer than it was. Probably the metallic paint in it. Definitely the metallic paint in it. But that's reusable. That's you know, this was a 5 litre jug full up to there, so I say we probably used like half a litre. Think how much more that can do. Saved. This is dry to the point where it is not stopping anymore, so I'm going to turn it inside out and see if this works. Off the bat, little bits, little chips, like at the top of the sock. Yeah, it definitely worked. There's loads of smushed up, horrible paint in here. 100% worked, lots of orange paint flecks in there. This was a good idea. I am smart man. It is the next day now, and look at this, I had time to film in the daylight for once. Lovely. I can see no difference in a model I've stripped and then resprayed, even though it had that white, crusty silver stuff left on it. It wasn't crusty, it was smooth. Then one I just sprayed. I think this has 100% worked. I think the paint that was left on it was so thinned down by the alcohol that it's as if it wasn't there. I 100% recommend this in a well ventilated area, and I'm going to show you some close-up of the results. Thank you for joining me on this journey with the Chaos Knight diorama. I'm looking forward to getting to the next bit. The next bit is going to be a bigger, badder kit bash for an even bigger knight from Games Workshop. So if you want to join me for that part of the journey, remember to click that like button, subscribe, and also remember, it's not a pile of shame.
It's a pile